Okay, so welcome everybody to this live. It is the 18th of April 2024. So starting on the US dollar, we can see that this area was used very nicely because we've just popped into there and moved away. So realistically, it becomes a question of whether we're going to continue down to fill this, okay, this weekly imbalance. Okay, let's just get rid of this, get rid of that. So going to the weekly time frame, it's very, very clear that that level is available and out in the open because we've got liquidity resting above there as well. Obviously, with this structure, we have broken structure. So in terms of this, from the low to the high, higher low, can that high be breached overall? So it's just going to be a case of waiting to see what happens. We do have an area above that price could want to reach. But understanding where we are, we're still within this monthly area. So this still could be a valid area to drive price to the downside. So yeah, let's just wait this one out. But yeah, like I said, this level that we had drawn on for quite some time, it's finally been reached and it's looking like we're having a nice reaction. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, see these 1 hour lows are starting to fail. Okay, on 30-minute as well, very similar story. Okay, so the fact that this is at a nice reversal area, is it now time for dollar cross pairs to start reversing as well? And that starts to align with GU, EU, and other ones as well, but we'll go over these in a moment. So back to the daily then, let's just extend that out. Let's go to pound yen. Okay, so pound yen is still in the area that it was sort of floating around yesterday. What I'd like to see on this pair is a pullback down into here. We spoke about this yesterday as well because of that daily area. We've got Fibonacci discount. Okay, so ideally a drop down into there could be nice. We've got nice extension alignments as well with this push, aligning with higher time frame areas. So it could be a nice play. And also as well, what we can sort of make note of, I'm not going to mark it on with a line because it's going to get too messy, but we've got potential liquidity just there. We've got a low, can price come down somewhere in here? It doesn't really matter where, as long as it forms a lower time frame confirmation, and I'm going to get in the longs. Yeah. So that's GJ. If we can look at the lower time frame actually as well, because it's important to do so sometimes because it can give you a bit of a hint as to what's going to potentially happen on the higher time frames. Because obviously, in order for a currency pair or asset to reach a higher time frame area, it has to break lower time frame structure first in order to get there. So one thing that it has done is it has broken that low. Obviously, that low there, retraced back into premium. But I don't really like the look of that purely because we didn't have a body closure above this high. So what I mean is this. So this would have been the structure point. So the low, the high, that would have been the higher low if we would have closed above there, but we didn't. We just wicked above it. So, this still could be a higher low before we have a higher high potentially. So I'm not touching it at the minute. I'm just sort of leaving it alone and letting it do its thing because, like I said, we've got this and this as well, liquidity potentially. Yeah. So that's that. Let's go to pound dollar. Right, so pound dollar is cleaner in terms of price action. First of all, let's go to the daily. So if we remember on the daily time frame, I said about that we was in a discount of this low to that high. So following this structure here, it's even visible on the 4 hour, but it's more so visible on the daily. You got the low, the high, low, high, high, higher low, and then obviously high, high. So on that daily time frame, like I said, we've come into that area, and obviously we are beginning to turn around at this point. Okay, so we are beginning to turn around at this point. So now what I'm looking for is lower time frame shifts, lower time frame pullbacks in order to ride that move if we do decide to go up. So what I've been monitoring is the 30-minute time frame. So on the 30-minute, it's looking like we are just about, or we've just achieved a discount. Oh, get rid of that one, we don't need that one. So we've just achieved a discount. So this is obviously 30-minute bullish price action coming off of this quite solid area on the daily that we've just took from. So what I'm now looking for is simply a level in which price can find its feet, find a base point, and then I'm going to look for lower time frame confirmation to then go long and buy it, basically. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for. So in terms of levels and, you know, sort of base points of support, so to speak, well, if you go to the daily, now at the extreme, so you can see the Fibonacci there, so that's the Fibonacci that I've just drawn on the 30-minute. You've got a daily level at the extreme of that discount, which comes in down here. On the 4-hour, we've also got some levels at which we could find our feet at, that being one of them right there. So let's just mark that on together. Yeah, nice base point there. Could use it as support before we fly to the upside. Also within a discount. Yeah, so it does look quite nice. So I'm going to be monitoring this today, in fact, because obviously we have just tapped into it. So it could be a nice buy potential on this. So quite sure why that keeps doing that. Let's go to euro dollar. First of all, let's go to the daily, zoom out. Euro dollar. Okay, very similar price action to GU. We came into a daily base, moved away from it. Let's go to the lower time frames to try and determine some structure points. Okay. So that was just a wick there, took out that low there. I mean, realistically, let's go to the 1 hour. Realistically, it could just be from the low to the high, to be honest with you. Sorry, put the magnet tool on, there you go. From the low to the high, it could just be a case of we might come in a discount within this, find our feet at something within here, and then continue up. Yeah, again, just following with that with the dollar index analysis as well, because the dollar index just broke that low on the 30-minute as well. It's quite important, to be honest, because that was kind of the last, I guess you could say, consolidation point before that expansion up. That was a news candle that actually wicked into that daily imbalance, which I was talking about when we was down here, and I was wary that we had that area above. And obviously, price did that with the news, so obviously the news can do that sometimes. But yeah, that's just the last point in which price had that consolidation before that push up, and we've just broken that. So if this has a pullback, then and continues on, obviously the pairs that we've just spoken about could do the same thing. So that's what I'm looking for on EU. In terms of actual areas and base points and support levels, whatever label you want to put on that, similar to GU, you've got a daily area there, 4-hour. You've got some base levels on the 4-hour as well. It'd just be a case of monitoring it as and when price comes into that 50% or lower. So Australian dollar, US dollar, we've now dipped back above the weekly area that we had drawn on, and now we're back below. So is this now being used as quote resistance, or are we going to find our feet and continue upwards? Now, let's also not forget that we are coming out of this 4-hour area, okay, that we spoke about last week. We're coming out of that area. From a weekly perspective, I would like to see this weekly candle close above this area, because that would confirm that we don't want to be below that, obviously. So if we do that, obviously we've got 1 day and 9 hours left of this candle to close. Yeah, like I say, if we do close above here, then chances are we could potentially want to continue up to at least there, even take out these highs, because like we said about as well on the monthly time frame, we've closed above this high on the monthly. So all of this price action could just be a pullback before we continue up to make a new high on the monthly, in terms of this high I'm talking about. Okay. First of all, yeah, we could take that, yes, but first of all, let's worry about this if we do start to rally upwards. That's all. That's Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, USD CAD. Got that monthly ceiling there. Weekly. Sort of floating around mid-air at the minute. One thing we can mark on actually is that weekly area. Look at that, wicked into it beautifully. So if we do close like this on the weekly, I would like to see USD CAD come down into here, at which point we could find our feet once more before taking this. Because let's not forget, if we zoom out, we took that high there. So realistically, it's made a higher high, higher low. Can it make a higher high to then come into there? 1.40610 to be precise. Yeah, so why am I looking for that? Well, if you go to the 4-hour time frame, that aligns with a 4-hour leg really, really nicely. So we've had that leg there, pull back. Therefore, that's the low. That would be the new high, coming to a discount. So yeah, we could see some nice movement on this. Euro JPY. So just to recap what we was talking about yesterday, remember I was saying about this weekly candle, very, very important in terms of closure, where we close, because if we close above here, chances are we've got a free road all the way to there, 168,382. Yeah, which is about 400 pips away from the current price, 380 pips. Very, very possible with this. Very, very possible. So for the moment, I'm still bullish on this. We've also got a nice alignment there. Look at that 618 extension alignment of this daily leg discount. Away we go. Yeah. So realistically, if you are going to get involved in this pair, I would primarily look for buys. Primarily, keyword there. If there is a sell that ticks all your boxes, I'm not saying don't take it, but in terms of bias, definitely bullish. And if we do close above this on the weekly, then that's confirmed bullish. If we close below, then we could have a pullback. Yeah. USD JPY. Kind of, I don't want to say boring price action, but it's very simple in terms of what it's actually doing. Like, there's not a lot going on other than the fact it's just going up. It's not really given a lot of opportunities. I've not really ever traded this pair, to be brutally honest. But all I'm doing is analysing and just going from what I can see. So this is our monthly ceiling. We obviously tapped into that last month. We've got 12 days left of this monthly candle. Obviously, if we close above here, then chances are we're going to come to here, which is our next monthly area, 158,950. In terms of weekly, similar story. 1, 2, 3 weeks failed to close above. 4th week closed above, indicating higher prices, and obviously this week is doing that. In terms of daily, you can see what that area did on the daily time frame. It stalled price for, I think we counted it was 14 trading days, if I'm not mistaken, 13 or 14 trading days, and then blasted through. That area could be used as support once again. It really could. But that's pretty much it. 4 hour, the lows are remaining intact, so nothing's telling me that this is bearish at the minute, to be honest. Until these lows start to go on the 4 hour, then yeah, momentum could shift and could come into there at least. So gold came into a really nice area. So if I just recap and say about what I was saying yesterday, so we was here yesterday and I said about this high could be taken. Obviously what price did was decided to come back, take out this low here, because from this low to that high we didn't achieve a discount, so therefore it's that leg. Well, now we've achieved a discount, so can that high now be taken? You know, it's still bullish overall, and if we go on the 4 hour, you can actually see specifically what price came into. That there, look, think of that as a left shoulder, if you like, just used once more as support. Very nice. And then on the daily, so daily we actually need to update this, so we've got daily resistance on there now, so this could be an issue, for gold. So it really does depend on what this day does. If we close where we are now or even above, then this daily resistance will be violated, and then chances are we're going to take out that high. If we close below, then there's a high chance that we could potentially roll over into maybe this, or by that time there would have been a new one created there. So yeah, quite interesting times. In terms of news, let's have a look at news. So let's refresh this. No, it's not Tuesday, it is Thursday. Okay, nothing really. Obviously we had the unemployment claims come out at 1:30. Let's actually have a look at what that did. I don't think it actually did a lot. No, not really. Yeah, didn't really do much in the market, to be honest. So let's have a look at this. Actual less than forecast is good for currency. So this was good for the dollar pretty much, and you can see that with the technicals. Obviously it's gone up slightly, but nothing too drastic. This could just be the catalyst for the pullback, for price to come up before we continue down. So there is that possibility. Okay, just going to go back into GJ a minute and GU. So I'm watching these pairs quite closely because these are my two favoured pairs. Nice reaction from here. Very nice reaction. Yeah. So yeah, if we do get a confirmation, I'm going to go long. But for now, I'm just watching it like a hawk. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the analysis. Let's just think about targets, right? Let's think ahead for this, right? Hypothetically. So GU targets wise, if we do get in the longs down here, wherever the specific price is, stop's going to be below there. So where are we going to target? Well, we've got this weekly area right there taken from those bodies, which we could have issues at. In terms of issues, all I mean is a pullback. We could have a pullback. So we don't want to be riding the profit and then potentially even come into a break-even trade. We don't want to do that. So this could be a TP area where we take partials maybe. Okay, so we've even got that there really. That's probably a safer bet. So that's 1.26 as well, which is obviously a round number, psychological number. Daily, we have got a daily imbalance there as well, so that also could be a very sensible place to scale out, you know, take partials, that is. Got a daily imbalance there as well. Now whether that's going to do anything or not remains to be seen, but I do prefer this one because this one aligns within a premium of this leg. Okay, so above the 50% there. Nice and simple. So let's take that off. So that's what I'm looking for on this. Oh, take my scribbles away. So it could look anything like this, for example. Stop's going to go below there. And then obviously that TP is still all the way up there, so could look something like that. Obviously, depending on where the market allows us to get in, basically. Yeah, I do like this. Like I said, we've come into daily discount. 30 minutes gone bullish. We've got a nice level where we've potentially found our feet at, given that huge rejection. So yeah, I'll update the members, I'll update the community if we do get into any trades, as always. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next live. So thank you guys, take care, trade safe, cheers.